Good morning, I'm Olivia. Welcome to my SilverSneakers Flex chair yoga class. Let's begin at the back of the chair, as usual. Settle on in, and I'm going to read the very last line of this article, which I think is wonderful.
The other way, though. It'll be okay. Yeah.
Settle on in, close your eyes. When you observe that your breath is serene, deep, and without any unnecessary pause, you will experience a sense of great comfort and joy. Isn't that nice? So let's come to that in a good, serene, deep, and without a pause. In through the nose, out through the nose. Close your eyes. Let your attention come to your breath, because that's where your energy will go. Right away, those powerful jaw muscles release. And then just let the corners of your mouth travel back and upward towards your ears, and let that remind you to bring in the joy. All right, eyes open, soft gaze. Let's just take the back of your spine away from the chair, but maybe push the tailbone in. But if you're not on the ground because your feet are short, please feel free to move forward. Your feet aren't short, your legs are short. All right, nice and tall. So it's seated mountain pose. Tipping the head over. I'm going to let my hands raise because this seems to be buzzing this thing here. And then look down towards the hip shoulder. And then maybe take the gaze a little skyward in this position. All right, then coming right back up, we'll go the other way. Tip over. Look down toward your shoulder. And then just take that gaze up, just lifting from the chin. And right back up. Tuck the chin toward your chest. And then lift a little bit without cramming up the vertebrae in the back of the neck. And again, lower down. And back up. Here's the exhale down. And the inhale back up. And now with your nose, make a figure 8 right in front. And again. All right. And then right back to the front. Let's scoot all the way to the edge of the seat. Feet right underneath the knees right there. And then draw the shoulders back as if they were going to point to the back diagonal. And then bring them, roll them towards the front. You get a nice stretch across the back. And then just draw them back. Keeping the ribs and the hips connected, everything else still. It's just the shoulders that are moving here. All right, into the front, and here we go, up, round, and down. And we can lift from the elbows if that feels good to you. And around. Ooh, crackling and popping, huh? Yeah, it's okay. And one more time. Let's see if we can take the fingers to the shoulder and then roll around. And one more time. All right. Hands behind the head. Press back, lift the heart. And then bring the elbows together, drop the chin towards the chest. And we go one more time, opening wide. Exhale. Now, I'm going to take that, let's see, that's the right hand back. And then come back to the front. And then the other side, up, around, and back. And if just bringing it back down on the ground is what works for you, then by all means. I know some of you are dealing with some shoulder issues. In the back. One more time. And back, and then let's hold. Today, softballs. I don't know why, just softballs. And feet are a little bit wider, and we're going to go side to side. Be sure this left sit bone presses into the earth, and then the right. So that's where I want your focus to go. And then let the upper body just sort of float. Right. All right. Let's take both arms up, reaching. Press the heel of the hand and the fingertips together and bring them down to the heart. All right, fold them over. Deep breath in. Exhale, press forward. And then up, around. We're going to hinge at the hip and forward fold. All right, halfway rise. Exhale, release. And all the way back up. Okay, coming in one more time. This time I'm going to tuck the tailbone underneath and press forward. Lifting up, around, and down. Halfway rise. Release and forward fold. And then reverse one dive all the way back up. Let's do it again. Bring the hands together at the heart. We're going to round back one more time. You're going to tuck that tailbone, separate the shoulder blades up, around, and down. This time, walk the feet a little bit wider and drop the hands to the thighs. Let's go around. And again. And then maybe switch directions. One more time. All right, so let's lift up on that right heel and then put your elbow on it there. All right, and then turn the gaze, look over that left shoulder. With that elbow on there, you're going to hold that there and give yourself a little inner thigh stretch. All right, come on back to the front. We take the other side right up. I'm going to pull those toes underneath me there a little bit. Use that elbow to be an anchor, and then look over the right shoulder. All right, come on back up. And just drop one knee in and the other. And you know, sometimes if it doesn't feel good, don't do it, right? For goodness sakes. All right, let's bring them in, right knee up. Now, let's do this first. Long arms, nice straight back. Deep breath in, exhale. I'm going to lift the elbows, scoop in that belly, and bring the forehead towards the knee. Inhale. Exhale. You want to pull that belly as far away from that knee as you can, that leg. And again, inhale. Exhale. Sit up tall, extend it out, and right back in. And again, out. Flex and I got all sorts of stuff going on here with this mic today. Maybe I'm just too close to it. And again. All right, let's leave it out there. Little bend in the knee and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop it down, and we're going to circle around the earth. Let's take both hands on the thighs, deep breath in, lifting the heart, start in that tailbone round, pull that navel right in towards your spine, separate the shoulder blades, chin to the chest. All right, sit up tall, heart comes forward, my arms are straight the whole time. Exhale, round. Use that breath, inhale. Exhale, round. All right, bring in that left leg. Straight arms here first. Lift the heart. Exhale. Pull that navel towards your spine. And again, inhale. There's the inhale. Here's the exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. All right, come back. Straighten that leg out. Bring it right back in. Turn the toe to the ground if that works. Use your hand if you need to. I do on this side. One more time. All out there. Pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn it out there and pulse 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down and you circle around. And one more time. All right, and we have one more range of motion to go around. Watching the wall. Let your gaze follow your hands. And back. All right. Right arm stays there. Left arm goes out. Thumbs to the ceiling. Press the knuckles back. Lift the heart. Big stretch. Give yourself a hug. All right. Get your feet underneath you because we're going to stand up. Reaching out like you're going to take your shirt off. All the way around the circle sweep. Up we go. All right. We're going to go halfway. Up. All the way. Back up. Okay? You can keep hands here. You need the chair. Please use it. Here we go. Halfway down. Reach up. Tap the hips. Rise up. Halfway. Reach. Tap the hips. Reach. Halfway. Ba-dum, da-dum, ba, ba, da-dum, da, 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 ba-dum. I've lost count. Last one. We stay all the way up. Beautiful. Right arm down. Slide down towards the knee and let this arm reach a little bit higher. We go the other way. Slide down. Reach a little bit higher. Cross the arms in front. Breathe across the back. And release. Okay, round to the back. Get yourself a drink of water. All right. We're going to move on back to downward facing dog. See if you can splay the fingers out. That handle is, well, you can move forward here a little bit, I think. Yeah. If you need the handle to hold on to, that's fine, but you can splay the fingers out and sort of push inward on the heel of the hand. You get a little extra work in the chest right there and the shoulders. And then with intention, really tip that pelvis forward so that tailbone goes to the back wall. Bend the knees as much as you need to do that. Get that great stretch down the hamstring. Breathe. All right, I'm going to walk my right foot in halfway between the left foot and the chair and come up tall. Extend that leg out behind. See if you can flex that foot and let it leave the earth. And a little pulse. Yeah, without coming over to the side. See if you can stay right over your chair there. And that may mean you want to tuck that foot in a little behind you there, but right over the chair, so nothing's different there, right? Okay, bring it either to the elbow or the chair, you decide, and then kick it back, and again, and back. There is a hum in this thing today, isn't there? Yeah. My goodness. And one more time. All right, so touch the toe on the ground for that balance. Now, I'm going to take these tricep push-ups. I'm going to bend to the chair and back up. I've got my foot on the ground for balance. You want to lift it up, that's fine. But the elbows go towards the earth. You're going to want to fan them out, but keep them going towards the earth so we really work the triceps. And let's go down and see if we can hold this. 90 degrees on the triceps right there. Let the heart come forward. Toe could be on the ground. That's fine, or lifted. And then push off, let go. Nice deep breath in. All right. Step that other foot back. And flex the foot, let it leave the earth, and pulse. This leg I'm standing on is a little bend in it, of course, always. And try not to hang off to the side. Look at the hands, look at the shoulders, and see if they, oh, fine. And I didn't even know that was plugged in. And see if you can be even here, all right? 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, elbow and knee come together. And bring it back out. And again, so full range of motion. Extend, 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 right? And back. If you can get it straight, you might as well. Couple Last one. All right, so toe down if you need to, that's fine. And we're going to take these tricep push-ups. And again. Use the heel of the hand and push yourself back up. Or if you have hold of the chair, that's okay too. Again. Okay. Now we're going to hold this motion. Tuck the elbows in right next to your body. Let the heart come forward. If we were on the ground in yoga, we would call this Sphinx pose. We push off, foot to the ground, nice and tall, deep breath in, mountain pose. And all the way down. All right, let's just shake that body out. Okay, back to downward facing dog. And we'll step in from there. All right. Get any stretch you need to. I sure need a little bit after that. All right. And step the feet out wide. And give yourself some space between you and the chair because we're going to take sunflowers. You can have one hand on the chair if you need it, or if you can take both arms up, do so. Hinge at the hip and bend the knees. Your forehead will come near the chair, but please don't hit it, all right? And be sure you're bending your knees, all right? I don't want anybody to get the head below the heart and keel over. Okay. All right, using the chair if you need to, it's just fine. 4 more. 3, 2. And 1 more time. All right, coming into goddess pose. Sink into that knee, get near the chair if you need it, right there. And hands to the heart. All right, lift with one heel and then the other. Yeah. And again. All right. And let's see if we can lift both of them, hands on the chair. Stay nice and low. And then release. Okay, right hand forward, that left hand, left elbow pulls back like somebody has got hold of it and you're pulling it back there. Swish right past the other one and go the other way. Now what I want you to notice is nothing's happening down below, right? You have got the baby toe edge of your feet pressing into the earth. Those knees aren't moving. Those hips aren't moving. And again. 1 more time. All right, and to the front, reach up, star pose. La-di-da. All right, let's switch the feet. So the right toe faces the right top wall and the left toe faces the front. And we come into warrior 2. Straight back up. Again, warrior 2. That knee comes over the ankle. It may come a little past right now, but we'll get into warrior 2 in a minute. 1 more time. And here we are. Find that shape that looks like warrior 2 for you. All right, knee over the ankle, back leg is straight. Press that little baby finger back. Yeah, opening the heart. Turn the palms to me, press the knuckles back. Give yourself a hug, drop your chin. You are in the water fountain back there, aren't you, Sue? And then like you're gonna take your shirt off, reach down, up, look over those 2 peace fingers, and here's warrior 2. Beautiful. Chair if you need to. Any to hand down that doesn't seem to want to be out there, that's just fine with me. And we're going to come into side angle. Resting that hand. It's not pushing pressure on there. It's resting. See if you can lift that hand to the ceiling first and maybe let it float a little bit. Beautiful. Connect the ribs to the hips and then drop the shoulder blades down the back. All right. Beautiful. Hand on that chair. I'm going to hinge at my hip here. Coming forward. Bow to the earth. Look back to the back toe. Check and see the knee is over the ankle. You lift the head back up and come all the way back. And we're coming right back to warrior 2. So don't straighten that leg. It's going to want to straighten. Lifting into reverse. That chair is there if you need it. Again, drop your shoulders. Create this space around your neck here. Beautiful. Breathe. Look back from whence you came, down towards the ankle. We're going to come back to star pose. Feet and arms come back, and then we go the other way. Remember what we did? We bent that knee. Come back up. And again, noticing how that feels in your knee. Maybe take that knee a little beyond the toe. You go, oh, that's why we don't do that, right? Maybe let that knee buckle in and say, oh yeah, that's why we don't do that. All right, but don't do it for long. And here we go. Hold. Baby toe edge of that foot is pressing into the ground. Take the gaze over the 2-piece fingers. A little slide, rest the wrist, and reach to the ceiling. Where is that ceiling? Yeah. Maybe let it start to float over your head a little bit. And then drop the shoulders, connect the ribs to the hips. Beautiful. Side angle. Okay, I'm going to drop that hand to the chair, and then I'm just going to turn my torso. Looking down. Bow to the earth, look back towards the toes. Humble warrior. Lift the head. I'm going to use that hand and push right back up to warrior 2. Front knee is still bent, and we come into reverse. Look back towards the earth. That back heel. Level this off. Toes to the front. Star pose. Nice. All right, hands together. Walk your feet back in. Shake out. And downward facing dog. Let's take that little vinyasa then. So from down dog. Ooh, I'm going to add that little upward facing dog into this. Okay, right foot steps in halfway between left and the chair. Lift the heart. Gazing up. Step back to downward facing dog. Let's take the left. Step in, lift the heart. And back. Bring the hands back to the thighs. Reverse swan dive, sink into the knees. And again, we're going to sink into the knees again. And halfway rise. Looking at the chair. Slide down, look towards your toes. And then reverse swan dive all the way back up. Beautiful. Let's reach for that left wrist. If you need the chair, get to it. I'm going to arc over. I'm going to push my hips over to the left a little bit. And then I'm going to go the other way. Pushing over to the right. And all the way back. Hinge at the hip. Airplane pose. Let the knuckles reach to the ceiling. And from here, we're going to come into chair pose. So I'm going to drop my hips. Be sure you can still see your toes. And we're going to bring the hands to this powerful pose. The tailbone goes towards the earth and the heart lifts. If you need hands on the thigh right there, please put them there. Lovely. Maybe sink a hair deeper, and we're going to hold the ceiling tile back up. And all the way down. Okay, grab a drink of water. Okay. Just be sure you've got one hand you can use on the chair. We're just going to soccer ball kick this right here. In and out. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, one more time. And then I'm going to switch hands and move out a little bit to the side and take it up and around. As big a range of motion works for you. You support it if you need to. Keep it on if you need. Keep it on the ground if you need to. And again. All right, so we're going to turn towards that right wall and lifting that leg that's closest to the chair. All right. Cross your right hand over it and look to me. Yes. Little micro bend in that supporting leg so you don't have it locked. Fire on the core muscles. Maybe you find a little balance. Maybe not. All right, from here, drop that heel, reach way back. So it's just the heel and the toe. Okay, try not to put that foot on the ground. If it's close, that's okay, but it's still the heel and the toe. And back. One more time. Now, from the toe, go to the ball of the foot. If you need to put your heel down, that's fine. Get that body upright, and we come into high lunge. Using the hand on the chair if you need to, or maybe you find balance. But look towards that right wall. Try not to look back to me, because the moment you screw up that spine, you begin to screw up your balance. All right, left hand comes to the chair. You're going to slide that left leg in, bend both knees, bring that right hand to the chair, sit into chair. Maybe reach to your neighbor off to the left. Thumb to the ceiling. Circle, sweep that arm nice and tall. All right, so rise up on your toes, tiptoe back to the front. And we have the other side. Remember we started with this though, that little soccer ball kick. In and out. Keeping the joints moving. Motion is lotion. And again. All right, so we're gonna step a little to the right of the chair, and then up and around and back, whatever feels good to you, get it moving. It's a crazy motion, but just do it. Step over the curb or over that high fence. Put your leg up on the counter so you can put your shoestring, tie your shoestrings. Oh, activities of daily living, right? Right, one more. All right, so we're going to turn to the left wall and lift that right leg up. And just holding it there first. Maybe cross the leg over and look to the front. All right, you need to put the toe on the ground, that's okay. Maybe find balance. All right, and here we go. Sink into that supporting leg, touch the heel, and reach back, touch the toe. That's it, so we're not, just gently, gently. Most of the weight is on that supporting leg. It's almost like a one-legged squat, demi-plie. And again. Maybe try it with balance. And it's a whole new element to it. Okay, the next time you get to the back, toe, put the ball on the foot, get that body upright, and here we are in high lunge. So I have a little bend in this back leg here, right? Front knee is over the ankle. Maybe you find balance, maybe you need hand on the chair. That's okay too. And the gaze is to the left wall. Try not to look back to me. Breathe. All right. Right hand goes to the chair. Slide that right foot in, then come into chair pose. Put that left hand on the chair. Drop the knees as much as you're comfortable. You may stay right here, back pocket, or reach to your neighbor behind you. Now watch this. See if we can get this shoulder rolled back. Yes, thumb to the ceiling. Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. Big difference, huh? Then here. Yeah. All right, circle sweep, reach to the ceiling. And back to downward facing dog. Shake out. Anything you need, do it. All right. And then taking the gaze over the chair, let's come into that high lunge facing. Oh, let's start with the left foot to the front because that's the first one we used. And come away from the chair if you can. One arm, maybe two. Ground through the feet. Ooh, press them into the earth. Imagine there was no gravity, and if you didn't, you'd float away. So, ooh, settle into them. Okay. Cross that right hand over, hinge at the hip, and let that arm reach way back. Same motion, except we're not in chair pose, we're in twisted lunge. All right, look back to the chair and get yourself squared up there. I'm going to circle sweep this arm, and I'm going to pop that back foot up off the ground if you can. We call this spinal balance in Pilates. The glutes are really fired on here. Little bend in that knee. And then as I release that hand, I reach to the ceiling. Deep breath. All right, let's go back to downward facing dog. We'll get set up on the other side. Any movement. All right, in goes the right foot. And you come into high lunge. So ground through the feet. Drop your shoulders. Fire on the core muscles. One hand or two hands. We reach up. And again, drop your shoulders. Lovely. Nice. We got this down. You need to put that foot on the ground. You need a little more balance. That's okay. All right. That left hand crosses all the way over to the right side of the chair. Let this right arm swing right back. Thumb to the ceiling. Drop that left shoulder down towards the chair, and that right shoulder rolls back. You remember how we did that in chair pose? We rolled that shoulder back. Nice calm breath, right? No pause. Don't hold it. Okay, look back to the chair. I'm going to put my hand on the middle of the chair. Circle sweep this arm. As I rise the arm, the leg rises as well. And hold and breathe. Squeezing that glute. All right, coming out of it, both arms up. Let's take the vinyasa. Step back, forward fold, slide down the legs. Halfway rise. Exhale, look towards the toes, bend the knees deeply, and reverse swan dive. Back up. We're going to take this candlestick pose. Draw that line up the ceiling. And then drop the shoulders. See if you can pull your hands apart here as you hold on to this. They can be in front of the face, that's fine. And suddenly release. Nice, shake it. Drink samvasa. Oh good, I did turn that on. Wait a minute. Glutes back, we work the side of the leg in a balance. So coming around to the right side of the chair, my left foot is under the chair and the right one's out to the side. I have my left hand onto it, and I'm gonna go over from the ball of the foot, and then bring that toe forward to me. All right, so flex that foot. You're gonna feel a stretch through the calf muscle there. Holding and breathing. Falling star, but nobody's falling, right? Come back to your breath. It should be simple enough that you can really draw your attention to breath. All right, from here we're going to come into tree pose. You can drop that foot to the ground, slide it in. Let me see if you can keep this arm up here, or maybe bring it to the calf. Your choice. But firmly press that ball of the foot to the earth, or the sole of the foot to the calf. And then see if there's an avenue where you can balance. And then let's just step out to the side to start pose. Grab that thumb, going down and back up. Don't hit the chair. All the way back up. Exhale. Fire on those core muscles. And all the way back up. All right, walk that right foot in, and then we walk the left one out and get right to back on the other side. All right, so same thing here. Wide standing mountain pose. Lifting up on the toe. And the hand, and see if you can flex that foot and bring that toe to knee. So you should feel a nice stretch in the calf muscle as you do this. I like to look down to the earth. You know, I don't know, maybe you find balance, maybe you don't. But that chair is always there for one hand, two hands. You're working the outside of this leg right here, and that's what I want you to do. All right, as we come into tree pose, keep that left hand up there. Drag it in, or drag it up. And then see if there's some balance left. Drop your shoulders, connect the ribs to the hips. Hands can be at the heart. Nice. All right. Stepping out, toe ball heel, wide standing mountain pose. All right, deep breath. We're going to grab that thumb. I need to get out a little bit further. Oh, grab the other thumb. The one that feels most unnatural, right? There's always one. And down. Inhale, press through the legs. Exhale, fire on those core muscles. You feel the toes on the earth as well. Ribs and hips connected. And one more time. And up. All right, get behind the chair, back to downward facing dog. Let's take wide standing downward dog. So see if you can take the legs wider than chair width apart. And then hinge at the hip, bend the knees. You may find you can take this a little bit deeper. Let that tailbone draw towards the back wall. Taking the gaze over the chair. We're going to walk the feet in and keep them wide. We have one more to do. Lifting up, triangle pose. Lifting. And here we go. This is where you grab that imaginary paintbrush on the ceiling and you're going to paint that wall. So reach out to it. Push the hips to the right. Comes all the way down. And rest wherever you land. Turn the gaze to the front. Maybe you can take the hand here. Maybe you can take it skyward. It's up to you. Nice, deep, deep stretch now. Breathe. All right, I'm going to bend this knee and put my hand back and come back to warrior two. Back to star pose. We turn. Same thing. You can use the hand here or here, doesn't matter. I needed the chair last time. That paintbrush, it's way up there. I'm going to push my hips to the left as I reach to the right and paint that wall. Using the chair if you need to. Just find yourself in that triangle pose and roll that shoulder back here. We tend to come this way thinking I can get way down to the ground. I want you to imagine you are between two panes of glass, right? So you've got to bring that shoulder back a little bit. All right, lift towards the earth. Use the chair if you need to. Sink into that knee. Star pose. Draw this line up and drop your shoulders. And breathe. Fire on those core muscles. Bring those ribs and hips together. Lift up on the pelvic floor. Try to open the arms. And then release. Walk the feet in. All right. Whew. Shake the arms. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Let's have a drink. Sit back down. All right, so from the edge of your seat, just want you to roll all the way back. Bring that knee in towards your chest. You got to stretch in the front of the leg, back of the leg, and hold it. And then show me the sole of your feet if you can. My knee is still bent. You can keep that knee bent. You could extend it out. You could release this. When this happens, you feel those core muscles work, right? Lovely. And breathe. One more breath. All right, grab hold. I'm going to cross this over the leg. You know, if you have been told not to do that, go ahead and put it down on the ground. Sit up nice and tall. Right there at the knee, we're going to take this twist first. I'm looking towards that left wall. Right wall. I was looking at you. I know.
You know I'm always up.
It's okay.
I can't get it.
So a nice deep twist here because you're at the end and you're warm. All right, come on back to the front. Let's lift this leg up once again. Down on the ground is just fine. I'm going to put it right, that ankle right there at my knee. Support it if you need to. Open it up. See if you can press that low back forward. Get that spine nice and straight. Maybe hinge at the hip. Oh yeah. And then see if you can let it relax. And use a deep breath to do that. Deep stretches need deep breath, and that's exactly what these are right now. Come on back up. Let's put that foot on the ground, hands on the chair. If you have wrist trouble, you have shoulder trouble, all I want you to do is lift the heart. Otherwise, maybe grab hold of the chair and see if the hips will float forward. Your choice. Table pose. Reverse table. Yep. All right. Settle on back in again. Put yourself back on. Travel back to the back and bring that knee in. And once again. And stretch down the back of the leg. This feels good to the front of my leg. And then here we go. Show me the soles of your foot. And then fire on those core muscles. Letting go. One more piece. I like to say, lift the heart here. Almost like that heart is going to kind of rainbow arc up over the foot. Yes. Yes. You feel them fire on a little bit more. I haven't said that for a long time. I used to say that in class. Rainbow arc your heart. Okay. All the way up, but grab hold. No, we went over first, that's right. So again, get yourself in this position, nice tall spine. We always twist with the tall spine. You can put the foot on the ground. On the exhale. And I'm going to take my hand on the seat of the chair right there and roll that left shoulder back. The deepest breath. And as you exhale, come on back to the front. We're going to lift this leg up so the ankle comes to the knee right there. You can hold the leg if that feels better. Open it up. See if you can press that low back forward. Maybe you want to hinge forward. Your choice. But again, deep breath, deep twist. So get that breath all the way in. Feel the whole torso. All right. And let's try it this way with the legs in front. Again, you could put the feet on the ground. Same thing here. I'm not going to ask you to lift the seat off the ground. I'm going to travel back a little bit. Point the elbows to the back of the chair and just lift the heart. If you did want to lift up, feel free to lighten up a little bit there, maybe reverse plank, it's okay. All right, slide the feet back in, take a deep breath in, and a forward fold over the legs. Now I want you to fire on the core muscles here and breathe into the back ribs. And notice how that'll open up that low back there. And again, using the hands for support if you need to. Okay, slide the hands to the knees, let the heart come forward, little baby cobra, and then push all the way back up. All right, lovely. One cheek at a time, travel back. And using those obliques to do that, yeah. All right, legs out in front, arms up. L-sit, we call this, and for a very good reason, huh? Yeah, it looks like an L. Lovely. Deep breath. Stretching the back of the legs. Connect the ribs to the hips, shoulders down. Everything firing on, fingers, feet, and then we're just going to melt into the chair. Drop everything down. Close your eyes. Settle back in. Come back to that good breath once again that you started with, and notice how different you feel from when you came in. When you observe that your breath is serene, deep, and without any unnecessary pause, you will experience a sense of great comfort and joy. Let that happen now. And begin to rotate the palms up. All right. One thing that made you smile, made you laugh today, curl your hands around that, hold on to that. What was it? And then bring the hands together at the heart. Smash that right between your palms right there. Drop your chin to your chest. Remembering the heart at peace shall give life to the whole body. Namaste. All right, great work today.